president. No, he's dumb as rocks. His wife hates him.
So Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Bro, he'd been a Nazi since day one. I don't think his parents actually care about him.
Yeah, right.
I think of all his siblings, they like him the least.
He has too much energy. He's at a 10. He needs to come down to like a 6.
Even Barron Trump's like, bro, it's not that big deal.
Yeah, this guy is annoying. Yeah, how many questions do you think he asked Barron?
Barron's like, please stop fucking talking to me.
Yeah, he really looked like that.
Yeah, like I never see him talking to any of the other Trump kids.
Yeah, definitely. You never see him talking.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, duckies?
We were actually doing an audio test and figured that bit actually sounded great to intro the whole damn episode, so we kept it. We just kept it pushing.
Yeah, definitely.
It is January 21st. We have survived the second coming of Trump himself. I don't even can we just do a PSA that for the next 4 years, this isn't going to be a political we dump Trump podcast, okay? Because I feel a lot of dumb shit coming through the pipeline.
I mean, we don't typically make this a political show, but just the stuff this guy does, it's like you can't not talk about it.
Because it's so stupid.
And I just feel like this time around, it's really going to affect a lot of people much more. Like, people are going to see it more.
It's like Gremlins Part 2. They know they have the power now.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, welcome back to your favorite 15-minute podcast. I'm Nicky Trendz.
I'm Manny also.
And you're listening to Bubble Bath Stories. Okay, so just a quick recap. We usually premiere episodes on Monday, but because of the holiday and because of the inauguration, we didn't want to release an episode and miss out on some funny facts, I guess, that might have happened.
There was just a lot going on. We had to keep watching, and there was no way we could release an episode just to look at each other and be like, oh my
shit,
God.
Yeah. But I will say this, very anticlimactic. Everything that we saw on TV was just like boring as hell. Carrie Underwood, her whole thing collapsed. I guess the music didn't play back.
Yeah, the music didn't play.
So all those people had to sing a cappella backup for her. I know she's hella embarrassed, but that's what you get for performing at this inauguration.
They moved it indoors because they were worried about the cold.
Yes.
Bitch, it wasn't that cold.
Oh my God.
Like, it was cold, comparatively.
We are actually going to post this because Manny did such a deep dive on the weather for each president that was sworn in because we couldn't quite wrap our minds around how the fact he's being a little bitch about it.
Like, because we were out doing errands yesterday and it was cold, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't be out here cold. Like, I've experienced that. It's like that right now outside. Yeah. But yesterday, it was like in the 20s. Yeah. It was a wind chill of the teens.
Stop being a little bitch.
I mean, if you got a crowd of people who are all coming essentially from like the Midwest. The Midwest where they live in the cold. Like, it wasn't really that bad for that. Nah, y'all being weak. Y'all could have been out there because we looked it up on Obama's inauguration. It was basically around the same weather. It was maybe a few degrees colder yesterday. But also, it was sunny yesterday.
I think that was all a ploy just to, sell tickets
to
get people to come. And, now they're, collectible. I don't fucking know. That wasn't even the most ridiculous thing of the day, if we're being honest. It would have been warm
in a crowd, but y'all can't get a crowd out there.
Okay, let's just off rip. Let's talk about this. Snoop Dogg and Rick Ross have decided... They decided to do the inaugural ball, I guess. That's before, I don't know, some event that was before the inauguration. I was very shocked by those two names.
I am too, to hear Snoop Dogg. Rick Ross, I wasn't super shocked.
Really?
Yeah, because he's about that money. He's about the paper,
Ugh.
And, he's not the real Rick
Snoop
Ross
Dogg,
either.
I was really
he's not the real Rick Ross anyways.
Snoop Dogg, I was surprised by.
Snoop Dogg surprises me.
Soldier Boy, I wasn't surprised by. And the fact that this was a TikTok sponsored event makes it even fucking weird. I'm still going to use TikTok, but I feel like maybe we should look at other options.
I still can't believe it was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like, that kind of hurts.
Martha Ashanti. Well, apparently, Nelly was the other one.
Nelly,
Now you got IRS.
Now, I will say one person did bring something up about how you shouldn't be so about like getting in the feelings about the celebrities and the artists because they've always been about the paper. You know, it's the
business people.
No. It's the elected officials who are there who chose to still attend while telling us the whole last 4 years you cannot support this man.
So for me, I think that's more of like a mandatory happy hour at your job to get to like you there's just some things you have to do regardless.
Well, I mean now, yeah, mandatory because if you don't show your alliance now,
right?
Yeah.
Well, even I think it's just tradition, but like an artist has a decision. They are asked to do it, and they can say no without harming their fucking career. Definitely. Like Snoop Dogg's career is
Snoop Dogg did not have to do that.
Martha's out there embarrassed. Okay, like there's just no way she's like, oh, we friend. Like she's embarrassed for sure. But
you know that Eminem's embarrassed for him.
Oh my god, I don't know, because, like, people are also quiet about what they do behind closed doors.
That's true.
They vote. So his people really could be on some, like, fucking get the money or, like, maybe they support Trump. I don't know. That's not the point. The point is that the people who buy your shit, who support you, a lot of them aren't supporting this. And another thing that really upsets me about MAGA people is they don't have talented people and they're trying to recruit from the liberal side. Yes. And I just feel like maybe if you put more funding in performing arts, maybe MAGA would have some talented people on their side.
Wow, that's the clip.
So that's just how I feel about that. But now that we're throwing all the petty stuff away, let's dig deep into some business, all right?
Yeah.
Let's kick things off.
Okay.
Let's start with the whole process of renaming things that they have no control over.
So, yeah, they are he's still on the whole Gulf of America and Mount McKinley thing, right?
Which is...
Gulf of America. No. Wow, I can't believe...
Okay, because apparently the mountain was named by the Alaskan people.
Okay, so it was renamed... officially by Obama during his administration.
Okay.
because what the idea is that they wanted to rename it to honor the native people of Alaska, right?
Makes sense.
And on top of that, they actually called it that before America
made it official.
Made it Mount McKinley, yeah.
Copy that. Okay.
And so he was just like, it's just respectful.
Right.
So this is obviously a big I need to do something against Obama.
Right, that's what that sounds like.
But the Gulf of America thing makes no fucking sense.
Break it down for other people who are like, huh?
Bro, like, it's been called the Gulf of Mexico for over 400 years. America's not even over 300 years old,
Yeah, we're babies.
Do the math. 1776. It's 2025. So it doesn't make any sense to want to switch the name of that when the rest of the world calls it the Gulf of Mexico. Like, it's not going to change anything on documents as far as international.
Is it anywhere near America?
It's not going to change any maps.
Is it anywhere near America?
It's considered the third coast because we got 5 states that touch it, but the entire country of Mexico touches.
Nobody's gonna call it like they all, because when Elon took over Twitter and decided we're gonna call this X, I have never met anybody who actually calls it X. Twitter. Everybody calls it Twitter. The only time you see it mentioned as X is when they're doing actual official reporting,
like on TV and stuff.
Yeah, or an editorial, and they call it X, formerly known as Twitter. So nobody is respecting these.
Anybody off the cuff talking says Twitter. Nobody is like, hey, yeah, and I was saying on X the other day.
Nobody fucking says that. Yeah. Also, why this is stupid. I actually saw something that said that the renaming of these things opens up an opportunity for somebody to mass produce new maps to make money. But also, do you not fear the state of the education your children are going to fucking go through when they go to another country and say, oh, we're just off the Gulf of America?
Yo, I was thinking about that.
Like, what the fuck?
I was thinking about that too. Like, are we seriously supposed to send our students to like international debates or something for competitions? And they're supposed to say, well, of course, in the Gulf of America, people are going to laugh them out of the building.
Laugh. Ha, ha, ha.
Are we supposed to enter periodicals into international like newspapers and stuff, like articles, and it's supposed to say things like, oh, and of course in the Gulf of America, nobody's gonna take that serious.
I hate it here. Another big thing was that he signed an order, basically. It's a federal order, basically, saying that there are only 2 sexes. Right?
I can't believe.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He also continued to pummel the transgender community. Caitlyn Jenner, we're looking at you, and their liberal allies, saying it would be official federal policy that there are only 2 genders, male and female. But male and female is actually the sex, because that represents like your organs and your reproductive system, right? Gender is a social construct of how people want to be addressed in public and in society.
So he used the wrong wording.
The whole damn thing doesn't fucking make any sense. Yeah. I mean, it sucks because if you are non-binary and your pronouns are they, them, I guess federally you can't put that on any identification or anything like that. That's what I'm assuming. Any paperwork, loans, or anything, you can't do that. But isn't that the case now?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have pronouns, keep using your pronouns and make sure that other people are respecting your pronouns. Like, this felt like a waste of paper and pen, if I'm being honest with you.
Like a waste of seconds, yeah.
Yeah, I think what this does is just makes it easier for racists and transphobes to be like,
it's official.
Yeah, you're a male. Like, that just makes the hate monger a little more powerful.
This just helps Karen in the PTA meeting.
Another... yeah, right. Karen and Susan.
But this along with that, they're reversing a lot of protections for transgenders in other situations, like in prisons, for example.
In prisons for their medical.
Yeah, for medical.
I'm sure everything else that involved, like housing, whatever. It's just gonna get into the weeds of it. Yeah. But I just feel like that's stupid. Just like let people. I guess I never understood how people identify themselves, how that affects other people who don't identify as that.
Yeah.
So whatever. The other thing that caught my eye from this article that we read, we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves. This must be talking to only white people. I'm just saying. In many cases, to hate our country, white people, despite the love that we try so desperately to provide for them. Yet, not one order about gun control for mass shooting. Not one thing about giving teachers more money, access, research. Nothing.
I don't know anything about gun control yesterday.
What the fuck? What kind of love are you so desperately trying to show these kids? You are obviously specifically only talking to the white children. Okay? Mm-hmm. I also, like, what love? I really was confused by the whole thing. And like I said before, I'm really worried about the upcoming generation who's going to school, who's learning about all these things. Because one, it feels like they're missing out on chunks of stuff. It's a lot of rewriting of history. Teachers are worried about losing their jobs. So they're not gonna fight the system. They're just trying to fucking get through it like everybody else. Because they don't get paid enough to really try to change things if they wanted to. It's exhausting. It's a lot against them. But again, when you want to change something, the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, like, you're going to get some dummies through the system.
Are teachers considered federal workers? Because he's also freezing federal hiring for any federal workers right now, except for military and national security needs. And of course, political appointees.
Gross. No, I think it's more state.
Yeah.
I think federal is like post office and like IRS.
There's a lot of talk of this Schedule F stuff that's going on.
What's that?
So by my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, believe me, I definitely want to understand more about this, but there's a lot of federal employees with protections on them, so that they can do their job, so they can do their job.
Got it.
So, like, I'm imagining things like inspectors,
Yeah.
Because the idea of this is going to be to purge out anybody who's not a supporter.
It's gonna be a lot.
So, how many more Boar's Head scandals are we going to see later?
This man. Okay, let's go into what the fuck this guy signed. Because, first of all, he took us out of Paris climate change
The Paris Climate Agreement?
Yeah, he took us out of that.
Okay. So
not only did we just witness the craziest fires in LA, but he took us out of that.
Well, right before the craziest fire, the entire southeast coast suffered double hurricanes, and that they still haven't fixed from it, by the way. There's a lot of people still haven't gotten their neighborhoods fixed.
Just out here, it messes. I'm trying to look for...
He declared a national emergency for energy. I don't
know what the fuck that means.
So then that means that it's going to unlock new powers to suspend certain environmental rules, expedite permit for certain mining projects. Basically, he's saying, like, let's start gutting the earth. It's a national emergency. We need to gut the earth.
What's that thing that you always do for the Simpsons? It was an
emergency. The Australian boy from The Simpsons. If you watch, you know what we're talking about.
He took us out of the World Health Organization. I don't know if you remember that, but...
It makes me think that we're just not going to be reporting back and forth with the rest of the world of what's going on.
I feel like after we survived COVID, why would you take that away? Because now there's also murky talks of like the bird flu coming back. I mean, there's been so many people I know who have had different like stomach bugs and all that, and their kids get it and that's kind of how COVID started. And I just feel like, why the fuck would you take us out of that? He thinks that, in his words, they're ripping us off. Someone please educate me on how they're ripping us off.
Yeah, right.
That's where I'm confused. Let's see. There's like a whole list. He signed so many. Another thing that people find funny was that the 3 richest men in America were like front and center, right? And it like showed priority over his appointees. Yeah. And that's right there going to tell you what the next 4 years are going to be. You can buy this guy's vote, essentially.
I mean, so you're talking about Elon Musk.
We're talking Elon, Jeff Bezos, and his girl. By the way, I'm all for looking sexy. Like, I don't think you need to look frumpy when you're going to these events. But girl, read the room. Like, you should not look like you're pulling up to a baddie's Midwest
Who was that?
CEO meeting. Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, fiance, was in a white suit. But underneath, she had lingerie. And so, like...
She was at the Met Gala?
No, that's not even Met Gala worthy. Yeah. Like, you would... Like, what the fuck are you wearing? Be better.
He released the 1,500 insurrectionists.
What about... Wait, so does that include the people who are also doing time?
Yep. Anybody doing time, anybody who has related indictments, Department of Justice is instructed to dismiss all of that. And basically anybody who was involved that has a federal case going on, it's all being dropped.
So he's the reason you're in there, and then he gets to be the reason you're out.
He's the reason you're in there, and he got you out. Yeah. So he equates to him as your hero.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a gaslighting, toxic relationship.
And I got you out, so I'm your hero.
Is it gaslighting or negging?
That's gaslighting. That's a hostage situation.
They have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, you guys tell Stockholm syndrome. Definitely, right?
Is Trump being the reason that the January 6 people are in jail and the reason that they get out of jail? Is that considered gaslighting or negging? You tell us. Okay, what else? He declared an emergency at the border, which we obviously knew that was going to happen. But as of today, there has been talks in all the major cities that ICE will be... wide awake and wide-eyed and fluffy tail, ready to bring down people.
So I guess one major thing is that he's putting an executive order to freeze the 14th Amendment, the way it's set up. So basically, with the 14th Amendment, the actual wording: all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. Birthright citizenship, you know?
Gotcha.
So basically saying that anybody born in America right now to undocumented immigrants aren't going to get the citizenship that everyone else is afforded to.
So VP Couchfucker's wife.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just... They're targeting migrants, obviously, because it's already been proven that most of the illegal immigration doesn't come from the border.
Right.
It's coming from the airports.
Wow. Really?
So
like people who are staying past their...
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly. So they're definitely targeting the migrant situation.
Right. But in this particular situation, the VP's wife...
yes.
Fits that. So that's going to be fun to see. Let's cut through these because some of them are like, he also, this is my favorite one. Okay. He, took away Biden's, what do you got? He rescinded the order that Biden put in to lower prescriptions for people on Medicare and Medicaid. You fucking idiots. You voted that in. So all the people who voted for Trump who are on Medicaid or Medicare, you will now be paying a lot more money for your prescriptions. So you better hope that eggs are only $1 and gas is only 50 cents.
No, for real. And because it is a lot of people that are on like welfare or on medical situations that voted for him too, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it's all the people that like the whole belt of folks who were affected by the opioid crisis.
Listen, the thing is, like, people who are on Medicare, I forgot which one's for old people, but, like, it's not this idea that it's just minorities who are late. That's not it at all. Like, healthcare is really expensive, and if you don't have a job that's providing you, but you're working 17 different jobs, like, you need some kind of healthcare. And a lot of those people who are on that voted for Trump, which is fucking wild and crazy. I think another one I just saw, prevent transgenders from joining in the military. Why would you stop somebody who is willing to be in the military?
Yeah, I guess like whatever reason they have for that one is a little weird because it's like, don't you want more military?
Yeah, it's just this doesn't.
I think the weirdest executive order was the whole thing of ensuring that states with a death penalty have enough lethal injection supply. Like, it's an executive order. Like, how did they really penciled that in. Like, somebody was in the meeting and like, and don't forget.
But what about the death row inmates?
But what about the for-profit prisons? Nobody's talked about them yet. It was really funny that in the last 20 minutes of his presidency, Biden snuck in those last pardons.
Yeah. He knew what was up.
Hey, listen, man.
Don't call it. He might be 90, but he no dummy.
Here's the thing. A lot of people are like up in arms about that because they're saying it kind of sets a precedent about like, okay, so like now, 4 years from now, whatever the heck is going on, what if Trump pardons all of his family and then the next president does, and it might say like, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I would have done the same thing after sitting back there behind him, listening to him talk. I would have been like, yeah, I'm pardoning my whole fucking family.
Well, from my understanding, people are pissed off about that because I guess Democrats put themselves on a high horse of morality. Yeah. And the fact that there was talk about Trump doing it, but Biden did it is very upsetting. And that's kind of what I hear. I think at this point, everybody's kind of like, you guys really put this man back in office, and like, gloves are off. If you don't, why should we care? Why should we continue to hold the moral ground when the moral ground is in hell? Yeah. Like, let's all fucking party then, right?
Yeah, he was basically like, I'm not going through this in another 4 years. We out. he said Biden's we out.
Peace. I think the other thing that's interesting is that he is ending remote work.
That is
for funny. Federal employees. You got to go back 5 days a week.
What do you think about that, actually?
As somebody who's worked hybrid, I get it. It's going to be hard to adjust to going in 5 days a week because, to be honest with you, ever since the pandemic, it has opened the eyes of so many people thinking I can really do my work from anywhere. I don't need to be in an office confined.
Yes,
like I can do all my work from home while also getting other things done besides work. But I think that's the callous, right? Is that, oh, you're washing dishes on my time.
Yeah, right.
You're doing laundry on my time.
But I mean, if your numbers are up there,
exactly.
Like I've always said that, those little things that people like to take from work, the little benefits like that,
right?
Of like working from home. If you can keep your numbers up, then by all means, do what you need to do. Nobody can touch you. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a work from home person. I guess like if I was in charge, I'd prefer people to be home. But I feel like this is more like a real estate move than a political move, because
I think it is a power move.
Yeah,
and I think it is a money move.
It's a money move, a power. I'm saying real estate because I'm saying that makes it so that a lot of people have to open up offices now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely a money move right there.
I find you put it on our notes, the Schedule F. What's that?
So that's the thing I was talking about, how I would love more clarification on this if possible. But basically, there are people with protected jobs out there, who work in the federal government.
Oh, I see what you're saying, and it's a way to
keep things in check. And I'm sure there's useless positions out there, but there's a hell of a lot of useful ones. And I'm thinking stuff like inspectors, like I said. And I'm thinking that, what it is that they're taking away the protection of whatever job that they're on and making it to where they can be appointed. And what that basically is just purging out anybody who's not a follower of Trump to appoint anybody who is, so they could put somebody there who's gonna just let it go.
How American.
Yeah.
All right. Some things that I found funny. Elon Musk throws up the Nazi salute. There's no way his parents.
That was funny, and there's no way it was a mistake because he turned around and did it again. So this I thought was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So former VP Harris and VP Couch Stewart had to share a limo ride. What the hell do you think they were talking about in the limo?
In the limo.
Yeah, I'm sure she wanted out of there.
So if you guys look it up, right? Apparently he went to the wrong side. So he followed Harris as she was going in, and I think he assumed that she was going to scooch over.
She closed the door?
No, he goes in, and one of her people's like very subtly is trying to tell him no. He goes in and then comes back and goes around. That, like, first of all, that's not very gentlemanly.
I'm not scooching.
Well, not even that. It's not very gentlemanly. Like,
to ask her to scooch over.
You're a man. You let the woman go in first, and then you go around. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you do.
You definitely don't ask her to scooch over.
I'm more interested in what that ride
like
was.
Your buddy's going, sharing an Uber.
Baron, right? Uber share. Baron looked so miserable. It feels like him and his mom are actually annoyed that he won the presidency.
We have to share that picture.
Baron's got 3 fucking more years at a liberal school in a blue state. Can we talk? He goes to NYU, people. Like, the most liberal fucking colleges, from my understanding.
We have this screenshot of Barron sitting next to Elon Musk, and Elon is like all at 10 for Trump at the time. He's like, oh my god, and Barron just looks so much like, I need to get out of here and take a hit of this vape. But there's security everywhere.
Here's the thing, right? Because there were reports that Barron's actually like a shit kid.
Yeah.
But you got it. Like, the body language reads.
He's in college. It's fine. He's not a kid anymore. We can talk about him.
Yeah. But his body language and the body language of his mom feel very like, we're just here so we don't get fined. That's what it feels like.
Can we just talk? Because we were talking about this for a second. Like, yeah, he's probably like a shitty kid, whatever. But when you think about it as like a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, like in a situation like that, you definitely know he's looking at every end and like, I can't get a second of peace. There's security there, cameras there. Like, could you imagine being...
He goes to a liberal arts school. That's what's fucking crazy. Okay, what else? So the president also thinks he could rename the Panama Canal, and that the Chinese are doing damage to the canal. But the president of the Republic of Panama was like, nah, ho. Like, first of all, not here. Yeah. Also, China doesn't run this. Basically, he wrote a long letter to tell Trump, nah, ho, we ain't gonna do that.
It's not happening.
No one, believe it or not, because we watched a bunch of different channels, nobody was really, even on social media, nobody was really talking about the inauguration.
That was the weird thing, yeah.
It wasn't as many quips, no troll. It was a weird day yesterday.
I didn't see a lot of people sharing stuff either.
Not even like the funny stuff. Mm-hmm. So I did touch on this briefly in the beginning about how like Bezos and Zuckerberg and Musk were at the front of the inauguration, and how basically you could buy his vote. That's essentially it. I know I said that already, but here's my conspiracy, right? I think behind closed doors, Trump promised them that he'll approve or help with the red tape of any cockamamie shenanigans that they want to get into. And in return, they give his broke ass some kind of back pay. Because they can't really pay him now he's president. That will leak. I think it's once he comes out. Mm-hmm. So that's my conspiracy. Keep a look at that. TikTok fiasco. TikTok was literally banned for 12 hours and then came back with a message that was like, oh my God, thank you, Trump. We're so, because of Trump, you have TikTok and we're going to. No, that's fucking crazy. Okay.
If you need to report Nikki, we're going to make sure to put that phone number down there.
Like, it really has me side-eyeing TikTok. You sponsored an event for the president. He was the one who initiated the is this negging or gaslighting?
Yeah.
Trump is the one who put the ban in effect, and now he saved it. And now he's looked like a hero. If I see anybody on fucking if I see anybody on TikTok trying to thank President Trump for TikTok coming back, block, reported, delete.
But basically, within the last week or two, every single social media has become a propaganda tool now, right?
I mean,
like with TikTok coming back the way it did, that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin. Every single social media. Oh yeah, because Meta. Yeah, Meta.
Yeah.
X. I finally said it. Twitter. So TikTok. Instagram's there because of Meta.
I think Reddit's probably the only one.
Reddit's the only thing,
and Blue
right?
Sky and whatever new ones are coming up.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like the core four.
Yeah.
That's the nail in the coffin.
It is. I would be careful. Red Note felt a little safer than TikTok right now, if I'm being honest with you. But we still gonna use it. We still gonna post on TikTok.
We're follow us on TikTok. It, you know, it's just,
but like,
it's just nuts.
We're just telling you how to be cautious because it's not gonna. The TikTok right now, today, was not the TikTok before it got banned. For sure, it's going to change.
And in general, like all the social media in general, what you have to look at, what you're seeing and what you're reading, you're really gonna have to be like, oh, where is this coming from?
Girl. Okay, another one. Shout out to the real ones, Michelle Obama and Karen Pence. Okay, no fake bitches. All right, shout out to Mother Pence.
They follow
for standing
through.
10 toes for her man by not showing up, not shaking hands, not none of that. Because that man dead ass tried to get her husband killed. Okay. And there would be no way that I would shake his hand. So shout out to her. Shout out to Michelle who's like, I'm done. I'm tired. I wasn't president. I don't need to go to this shit. Shout out to them. They're the real ones, okay?
Everybody's laughing, too.
Get them ladies a podcast.
Because Biden's wife was there with the Biden, but she didn't take anything. She looked like she was ready to go as soon as she got there. Who? Biden's wife? She wouldn't take her purse off. Nothing.
Oh, my God. I didn't see that.
Yeah, she looked like she was, as soon as she walked in, she looked like that person at the party that just won't take anything off, is ready to go.
I mean, even poor George Bush was like, yo, where my homegirl Michelle at? He looked at Obama like, yo, where my homegirl at?
Yo, Bush, they're talking about how he looked like he was on edibles the whole time because he was like,
Because he's so happy he doesn't have to be, deal with that anymore. And it's funny because Trump did not place his hand on the Bible when he did the oath. And this funny little note you wrote, good thing, because Melania
had to hold the Bible.
Yeah, so she would have caught up in flame. That was the funniest. And that's just yesterday, guys. That's just yesterday. I just want to offer some words of wisdom. Okay, the next 4 years is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. So all the disgust, all the hatred, I don't want to say hatred, all the disgust, disappointment, what the fuckisms, all of that. Don't blow it out all in one shot. You gotta, what's the word? You have to let it last for 4 years. Else you're going to be exhausted. Your mental health's going to be crazy. And you don't need that for you. Okay? So just pick and choose what you lose your mind over. Because it's going to be a long fucking 4 years.
And I just like to say that if it's taking you this long to get into anything, get into it now. Now's a great time to start making jokes.
Yeah, for
sure.
Because
they are going to start coming out.
Oh my God, it's going to be so good. You're just going to be like, joke. Yeah, I love this. This is fun.
Stay informed because otherwise these jokes are going to go past you.
Yeah, no, stay informed. This is a great joke train.
You're going to want to know what's going on.
Anyway, if you guys want to know what we're up to, you can hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all the ops at Bubble Bath Stories.
You can find me at Got No Time For This on Instagram.
And you can find me at Nicky Trendz on Instagram as well. And if you guys want to answer those questions of what's gaslighting and what's negging, you can hit us up on our hotline at 347-878-1144. Or if you want to cop some official merchandise, as you see here, you can go to our website, bubblebathstories.co. And until next time, bye.
Bye.